It all started many years ago, post-Afghan war. The Pakistani government ensured a pro-Pakistan establishment in Kabul by supporting the Afghan Taliban. It allowed Pakistan to avoid India's influence in Afghanistan and even keep Iran in check. Meanwhile, Pakistan also tried to gain strategic advantage using non-state actors in Kashmir.
These non-state actors were a part of the actual military strategy. At the lowest rung of the military ladder, you use these to compensate for India's conventional advantage.
This informal understanding helped both the state and these non-state actors. But the price of the strategic debt was perhaps too high. Pakistan was slowly but steadily stepping in with the Taliban ideology. To assist non-state actors, authorities turned a blind eye towards the radicalization of the youth in madrasas. And of course, there were those who went a step ahead. Certain factions of the security establishment simultaneously nurtured militant groups inside the country, such as the Tehreek-e-Nifaz-e-Shariat-e-Muhammad and Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. But 9/11 forced the Pakistani government to take a U-turn on its policy by initiating a crackdown against militant groups in the country, although reluctantly due to rising American pressure. And so began the present-day contention between the militant groups, including TNSM and TTP, and the Pakistani government. And by this time, these non-state actors, formed through a coalition of small groups, had become formidable enough to challenge the writ of the state.
Militancy in Kashmir went out of fashion, out of business. So a number of issues came together to allow these Taliban to sort of do what they did in Pakistan. A lot of it really to do with conflating religious rhetoric with anti-Americanism and what they really wanted to do, which was to sort of Talibanize the regions that they were in control of.
The attacks carried out by these militant groups against security and civilians across major cities of the country were a sign of just how strong they had become. Pakistan faced a range of tough questions asked by an equally tough international community. Questions related to the state's will and its capacity to neutralize this threat. Some analysts, however, believe that eliminating all militant groups would be disastrous for Pakistan, while others say that non-state actors should be completely dismantled.
It is in our interest to keep a check on them, and I think we have learned a lesson, and we must put them into the main national stream, and out of them who are very good fighters, who are really devoted people, motivated people, they should be part of our whole security system. They should be part, their involvement in the security, in the defense of Pakistan should be institutionalized.
Most experts believe that the government needs to formulate a long-term policy. For instance, the mainstreaming of madrasas to avoid similar disasters in the future. And it won't be too difficult, they say. The growing realization amongst the Pakistani population that Talibanization isn't exactly a welcome development only makes that much easier. But questions over Pakistan's policy regarding these non-state actors in the absence of the US Army in Afghanistan remain unanswered.
There has to be a Taliban element. If the Americans pull out, it's only realistic, whether we like it or not. But we have to have a broad-based Pashtun government, which doesn't allow Al-Qaeda to again, capture this territory as a sanctuary, because that the world is not willing to deal with. That is detrimental to us, as we've seen since 2004, 2005, what is happening in our own country.
No, but when they go out, they can't leave a vacuum. I think here the regional countries come in, and there should be a regional force in a transitory period, which should allow the Afghan people to have their own government. The Taliban, the Northern Alliance, the warlords, the Karzai people.
Analysts warn that unless the emphasis is shifted to diplomatic victories, this policy of strategic gains against India might see resurgence very soon.
I think the Indians have to realize that until the major issues are resolved, Kashmir, Siachen, until these two countries are able to get over these major roadblocks, unfortunately, both sides will continue to play this zero-sum game.
Till the main bone of contention between Pakistan and India is resolved, non-state actors are likely to surface once again, in one garb or another. And who knows what's it going to cost both countries next time. Danial Hassan, Dawn News, Lahore.